Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So what we're going to be discussing today is Apex Legends Season 19 patch notes. Now, some of the positives is that we've already covered a lot of these changes already. I'm going to overlay some of the footage so you know that I'm not lying. We've already posted an actual full guide on Conduit. I've actually had a lot of time on Conduit, more so than you may probably already realize, which is why I'm so passionate about that guide. So some of the footage we showcased are passive, tactical, and ultimate in that footage, and we compared it, showcased how it broke, and how it didn't, well, say broke in terms of ways of how to really provide exceptional ways to utilize her abilities. Now, in another video, we also covered the Stormpoint map update. We walked around the whole map. Now, I'm going to put the link down in the description to the blog so you can showcase the blog next to you while you're following along with the changes. I think those are very, very helpful because they provide a detailed description. Lastly, they released the Apex Legends Battlepass trailer. In the end of that Stormpoint video, we covered all of the skins that we were allowed to capture and record. And then, of course, we covered buffs and nerfs. Now, you probably ask yourself, why are you watching this? Well, the plus side is that, unfortunately, during the playtest, we don't get provided exact values all the time, and sometimes those values do change, which is why we're not always provided the exact values, because sometimes there's some last-minute tweaks. In this video, we're going to be covering those values, and we're going to showcase the more buffs and nerfs on a detailed scale, and discuss them, and discuss if those actually stayed permanent. Now, I want to make some quick corrections, as I made two mistakes in my videos. One, the crafting rotation. The R301 and the Volt enter the crafter. I just wrote this wrong down, and I apologize to all of you for making the mistake. It is not the car, it is the Volt. Now the next one, this was actually not listed as a change, and we discovered it on our own, which is why in game you saw the text overlay like, oh my gosh, you spawned in with your things. This is more of the details on what you actually spawn in with, so I was incorrect on this. I know that the devs actually posted this in communication to us after the fact, but I unfortunately missed it, so that's my fault. Now, players respawn with shields and weapons they had when they were eliminated. The body shield and helmet level are preserved. The knockdown shield is reset to white. The backpacks are removed. Inventory will contain, which is interesting. I actually don't think that the backpacks were removed whenever we were in the playtest, so that's an additional change. I'm almost positive. I could be wrong on that, but I would have to go through my footage and double check, so I think that's an additional change from what we were playtesting. The inventory will contain some ammo for their weapons, 2 syringes and 2 cells. And of course, weapons are maintained unless weapons are in the care package weapons. So an example like a Kraber, a Prowler, Wingman, and so forth. All weapon attachments are removed, including from kitted weapons. Now, Replicator, Ring Console, Survey Beacon spawn rates have returned to being even across all POI. So those are some quick world system changes. Those are some errors that I made. Let's get into the full notes and let's discuss pretty much everything that's happening. All right, so let's get into the changes. So anti-cheat updates. New in-game match notifications. A new feature that launched during Resurrection was that they let you know when people were removed from the game for banning. This alert only triggered their anti-cheat systems and will not display when someone quits a match, loses connections, or kicked, or AFK. This is the first of many steps to the team to taking improvement visibility and player feedback when users are actioned. It's interesting. Now, I hope that overall they made more anti-cheat updates as well. They're probably always going to do that. I would always want a more aggressive anti-cheat personally. Now, ranked. This is a lot of changes when it comes to rank, kind of. Actually, it is a lot. New feature, promotional trials. This is what we discussed before, but I didn't give all the details because they weren't really set in stone when they presented it to us. And, well, here it is. The promotional trial state is when they reach the peak of their tier. During the trial, LP loss and gains are frozen, allowing the player to focus on completing just a trial. Completing the conditions of the trial within the given match count limit, either by winning a game or completing the alternative. This will allow promotion to the next tier with 250 LP promotional bonus. Failing to complete this trial will result in LP loss depending on your performance. Trials are time limited to 5 matches, increasing by 1 game each time a player fails and re-enters the trial. Kind of give you some leniency there. I don't know how I feel about the leniency. I think 5 is more than enough, but it goes up to 10, surprisingly. Promotional trials are skipped during provisional matches. Now, the interesting part is that they have different, I guess, win conditions. Rookie to bronze is win a game or get 3x top 10 placements or get 3 kills and assist. This seems pretty easy, I guess. Bronze to silver is win a game, or alternative, you could get 3x top 5 placements and get 6 kills and assist. I want to say these are combined together and not necessarily or, because they're not saying or, so I want to make that correction. Now, but we'll have to test this. I'm making the assumption that this is paired together rather than alternative within the alternative. Otherwise, it would have another alternative. Could be wrong, but that's kind of how I'm reading it for now. Silver to gold is win a game. In 3 different matches, complete both, place top 10 and get 3 kills and assists. Gold to platinum as well, win a game, or in 3 different matches, complete both, top 5, get 6 kills and assists. And of course, just platinum and diamonds win a game. Diamond and masters is win a game. So it's a way that Respawn is intentionally telling the players that they want them to fight. But of course, as they start getting higher up, they want you to focus on just winning, which is interesting to see. So rank tuning, if you missed the recent blog update, I'll put in the description as well. They increase the amount of rating bonus given to players to help them catch up to their intended bracket. Now, they also reduce the bonus that is withheld and thus the difficulty of climbing when players are actively pushing against their skill ceiling. Provisional bonuses are adjusted to land players closer to the expected statistical 1.5 tier drop at the end of their 10 provisional games. Ranking difference restriction for 3-stack premates have been removed. So this means if you're playing with a diamond versus a silver, or pred with a rookie, and so forth. So you can play with, I guess, whoever. They are on the climbs with the caveats that your squad will face more difficult battles if there's a bigger discrepancy between your skill. I don't know how I feel about this change, because personally it feels a lot more like hubs, because it's the same formula, but maybe the provisional matches and how people get their points will incentivize people to play differently. We'll see how it plays out. I don't quite know. Cross progression is coming. There is a blog post. The detailed blog I'm also gonna have in the description as well. This is, we'll try to click on it and try to see if we understand it. I have this in the description. My understanding is that keep in mind when it launches, I have heard as well that individuals are going to have to experience that is like going to roll out over time. I don't think it states that in the blog. We'll see if it does, but keep an eye out, because this is what you're going to be presented with all your accounts that are linked, and then you pretty much do a 1-button shop. Now, this is a forced merger. You don't have the ability to opt out. As anyone that does not log into their mitigation period will have their account migrated automatically at a later date. So to prevent exploitation, a secondary Apex Legends accounts created after to avoid the exploitation, anybody who creates an account after October 26th for the same EA account will not be eligible to be merged. So this is prior to October 26th. There are some limitations on what will be transferred over. So there are things such as limited to PlayStation, such as a PlayStation packs, limited Xbox, Founder Edition packs, limited to Nintendo, the Path Legendary skin. I feel like there's going to be a few more, personally, that are going to be listed like this, but I guess we'll have to find out. Now, the Apex coin same balance across platforms, purchases earned remain exclusive to Nintendo. EA account balance, same balance across all platforms. This is going to be interesting. Like I said, that's why I clicked into it. Well, it's not going to be perfect at launch. This is a pretty big change and pretty dramatic. So patience is what I probably urge most people to understand and practice here. Now, as we move on, holo sprays can now be deployed while skydiving. That's an interesting change. I like that. Now, the other thing, rolling out new rendered hardware, code for PlayStation 5, Xbox X and S, more background info. Huh. I don't even know what this means. Oh, DirectX 12. I'm hoping that this leads to improved for 120 FPS. We supported 3 platforms. Okay. DirectX 12 and RHI. So this is a major update with the rendering engine. And this is a pretty much extraction layer between the low-level platform rendering APIs and their platform one that's specific. So DirectX 12 and RHI. Finally, the update will be rolling out Windows at DirectX 12 beta only. This will allow us to test a new system with a much larger group of players, but still allow anyone who runs into issues to revert to the standard one. What can players expect? Well, they've already seen it during the current. It's a general visual look and quality will be the same. As far as performance, they do expect frame rates to be slightly lower in this version compared to the previous beta. This will mostly due to the RHI system being so new that they're still working on optimizing and improving it. However, one thing that should be better is the VRAM usage. I hope that overall this improves things. It seems like right now they're saying that it's more of a beta and it's not perfect right now. So I guess for anybody who's using this, if you're a PC user, you understand going from DirectX 11 to 12, mileage may vary. It seems like they're doing some new stuff on console. Console players, mileage may vary. Okay, just keep that in mind. But it seems like they're using this as an overall goal. I'm going to guess is to increase the frame rate of the game once they optimize it because of VRAM usage. own personal thoughts. I could be 100% wrong. Now let's discuss the balance changes. The crafting rotation, like we mentioned earlier, the RE45 and 3030 relieve the crafter and are back on the floor. Now this was the error I had made. The R301 and the Volt enter the crafter. The boosted loader is removed from the crafting rotation. Keep in mind this is baked in with the wingman. The Digi threat optic removed from the crafting rotation, and as well as the hammer points added to the crafting rotation. Now Carepackage, the L-Star has returned to the floor. They removed the disruption rounds, projectile size reduced, improved recoil pattern, reduced randomness in the early parts of the recoil pattern. The damage was decreased slightly from 17 to 16, and the barrel attachment improved to match other weapons. Honestly, I still think that the L-Star didn't receive that massive a nerf. When you read this, let's just be honest. This gun is still insane. Do not skip it. If you miss it and you don't pick up this gun, I don't know what to tell you. This thing is insane. It was insane during playtest. It needs to be nerfed further. I don't know what happened here. Wingman enters the care package, new hop up. The Skull Piercer ignores helmet headshot damage reduction. That is insane. Boosted loader hop up attached. Base damage increased to 50, it was 45. So 3 shots can essentially just knock somebody with white if you just hit him in the body. That's instead of 4 bullets. And the same thing, imagine 2 shots with a headshot. I mean, we're looking at 95 and 95. That's frightening. Projectile size is increased. That's even more frightening, and 110 ammo. The care package will always have 1 weapon at all stages of the game, so that's a healthy change. The gold weapons rotation is the Havoc, RE45, Car SMG, L-Star, Longbow, DMR. The hop-ups, the booster loader removed from floor loot. The turbocharger removed 1 damage reduction when equipped. This applies to the Devotion and the Havoc. This was actually an error. I didn't mention the Havoc, so that is a good quality of life change. Buff, nerf, however you want to mention it. Buff. Weapons, 3030 repeater, increased hipfire spread, so 3030 has been nerfed. This is to ensure that it's not a close range beast. The Bowcheck bow has a faster initial draw speed. Select fire button now toggles shatter caps. They tightened the shatter caps blast pattern. So a buff. Charge rifle improved bullet drop ballistics, increased projectile size. The same thing happened with the longbow and the sentinel. Now the Hemlock, they reduces damage from 221, it was 22. Legends, here are the stats you guys are looking for that unfortunately I didn't have. The double time duration was reduced to 2 seconds, was 3 seconds. The smoke launcher has been reduced to 18 seconds, it was 23. That is a pretty sizable nerf. The stun duration was reduced to 6, it was 8. Now, the catalyst as well has also been nerfed. Her core spikes no longer block projectiles, so you can't use it to be defensive. The max in count world was reduced to 2 instead of 3, we showcased that. And the decreased range was reduced by 50%, that's pretty massive. The ultimate now starts after the wall comes down, and the reduced lifetime time is to 25 seconds, and it was 30. These are buffs, but they're not necessarily the most insane ones. Pathfinder's Insider Knowledge can now scan packages after the fact if they've been scanned to ensure that, hey, you don't have to tell your allies not to scan them. Brace Voices of the Void reduced look time trigger so it feels more reliable and consistent. Now the ultimate updates, new castle wall. They reduced recovery time on landing, increased max leap height. Revenant's Forged Shadows reduced time to 3 seconds based on assist. It was 30, which was insane. And Vantage sniper bullet count was increased to 6. Now, Olympus has been addressed a number of bugs and rat spots. They addressed as well known exploits to get underneath the map as well. Kings Canyon addressed multiple rat spots and fixed geoholds in the world between relic and caustic treatment. Stormpoint added 2 mixtape maps based on the new POI Zoo Station and Watson Pylon. They addressed a number of bugs as well as rat spots. They've been really focusing on this. I guess this is going to help overall ranked. It's a big nerf to anybody who rats, and I hope that they really took that seriously, and I'm kind of excited to see what that looks like now. Now, world systems we've already discussed and covered. The modes, mixtape map rotation, which is control, caustic treatment and siphon are out, barometer and production yard are in. Gun run, skull, town, and fragment are out, and core is in. New map is Watson treatment. TDM, fragment and habitat are out, phase runners in, and the new map Zoo Station. Now, if we didn't mention it, I'm going to mention it again just in case. The map rotation is going to be Broken Moon, Olympus, and Stormpoint. I feel like I might have skipped out on that, so there it is. I apologize it's so late in here. Here are all the bug fixes. At this point, I'm linking down in the description. There probably is some... there is some big ones here, actually. I'll try to cover the ones that I think are pretty big. And if I miss one, I apologize. But the link will be down in the description. Please, please, please review them. Heat shields no longer stick to tridents. That's a pretty big one. You know, you can throw it underneath it and stay there, and you can pretty much run around. It's a pretty healthy change considering Stormpoint is a big map that everyone uses Trident, and people are ratting in zone. And based on the new provisions, they want you to win a round, but they also want you to fight at the lower tiers. Knockdown shield FX no longer remains on while spectating. That was a pretty big bug. Provisional badge icon restored on map ranked match systems or summary. Let's see what other ones. I think this is pretty much. Now, I'll link it down in the description, but overall, I think that this is a majority of them. Let's see if for Revenant, did you threat star highlight enemies after being highlighted by Assassin's Instinct? That's a big one. They fixed cases where enemies are not being highlighted correctly. That's a big one. Highlight no longer interferes with other legend highlights. Forge Shadow Shroud no longer gets stuck on indefinitely. Okay, that was a previous hotfix, so I think they already fixed this. Watson, fence now collapse when the round ends to avoid post-match audio. I think this is a majority of them. We covered quite a bit here. Guys, I appreciate you all for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you're excited for the new season. I truly am. I'll be live streaming on the Soar Apex channel tomorrow, as well as my channel tomorrow night. We're going to be doing a new spectating series on Wednesday. We're going to be releasing some awesome content on Thursday, and then another stream on Saturday. So a lot coming this week. I'm going to be playing a lot of Conduit. Don't forget to watch the prior videos. Everything's in the link down in the description down below. Enjoy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys all in the next one.